Blizzard CFO steps down. Let me see if I can find it here. Exclusive: Netflix poaches CFO from Activision Blizzard. Oh. Well, look at this. This isn't anything crazy. Let me turn this down a little bit more so I can talk here. Netflix is expected to announce in the next few days that it poached the media finance veteran Spencer Newman. He's a new man. A new company too. Activision Blizzard to be its chief financial officer. Activision in its regulatory filing said that it intended to terminate Newman for a cause unrelated to the company's financial reporting or disclosure controls and procedures. It is said that Newman has been placed on paid leave. Keep ad blocker on. Of course I'm going to keep ad blocker on. What does it say? According to filing, by effective Tuesday, company's officer will take on the responsibilities. Wait, what? He got $9 million? In 1 year? No, never mind. Yeah, never mind. It's too much. Okay, let's see here. Company declined to comment. Not a surprise. Yeah, that's too much. Never mind, guys. Listen. So, you know what we can draw from that? Nothing. We can draw nothing. I think this is an example of something bad happening at Blizzard, or something that can seem like a chaotic like restructuring or change at Blizzard that people take and they make it out to be like, oh, well, Blizzard is falling apart because they don't know what's going on. Who knows why they fired this guy? I have no idea. Netflix is a pretty big company, and so I would assume, like, because Netflix, like, they've fired people for some kind of like politically correct reasons in the past, right? I think there was like some director or something that got fired for something he said in like a closed meeting. And I think Netflix does do a pretty good job at trying to maintain like a positive, like, public image. So I think that would kind of rule out the whole idea of this guy being fired because he did something that was politically incorrect at Blizzard, right? Or at least like it would rule that out to me. That being said, I don't know really what it is that this guy did. I have no idea. Maybe he was like, I don't know why they would fire him. Maybe he just didn't get along with somebody. Who the fuck knows? And I don't think there's any way that we can know. Obviously, it does seem like Blizzard doesn't really know what's going on, but I don't know how high up the ladder that goes. Maybe the guys that are in charge know exactly what's going on, and that's why they're making phone games. But, you know, I don't know. I have no idea, man. Have you ever played Pokemon? Yeah, I have. I mean, who hasn't, man? Dark Souls. Well, Dark Souls is going to be really soon, man. That's going to be it. So I think some people might be thinking, they're like, oh, well, this guy was fighting the good fight for Blizzard, and, you know, they fired him because he didn't want to, you know, make the company have a bunch of microtransactions or something like that. I think that's kind of like the subconscious narrative that people are trying to draw, or a comparison people are trying to draw with this conversation. I don't think that's necessarily true. And, I wouldn't believe that until I saw some pretty solid proof. I don't really understand entirely what a CFO's responsibilities are in a company and how much they actually have, like, oversight in terms of how the company, like, conducts its day-to-day business. So I can't really make a comment on that at all. But the only thing that I'm going to say is, obviously at Blizzard, it does seem like a lot of the things that they're doing seem to be ill-advised and potentially also ill-informed. And I don't know if that's ever going to change. At this point in time, I would actually say it's probably not going to change, because it's just so, I guess, like, so ingrained in the culture. And after a certain period of time, you just have so many people that are part of the company that were not really part of the time whenever it was successful for whatever reason, that it's really hard to, like, reclaim that former glory. And you can even see that in, like, WoW guilds, where you have, like, guilds that used to be really good, and they bring back a few people, but there's not enough people to, like, bring back that same hardcore atmosphere that the guild really needed to like take it to, you know, world top 10 or wherever it was in the past. What could you possibly still need from me to build? Just random items. A second here. Control here. Blizzard can only lose to themselves. Well, I think that's the frustrating thing. I think everybody in here is in a pretty good, to a pretty good degree, like probably, at least like, I don't know, like it was at one point or another a Blizzard fanboy, you know? Blizzard has always been like the company that, it's been like the gold standard for gaming. At least it has been in my mind. A lot of people have really enjoyed the games that they've made, and at least maybe I'm just speaking for myself, but I think a lot of other people, especially people that watch my stream, right? Because it's like, you know, mostly a WoW stream, or it was. You know, people would feel that way, and it's disappointing to see things that, you know, you care a lot about seem to lose their way. And I think that's really why so many people feel disconnected from Blizzard, and they're really upset about it, is that they're upset about it on like a more emotional level, right? And they feel like they've been kind of betrayed. And you look at Blizzard, and one thing that really separates Blizzard from a company like Activision, a company like EA, a company like Bethesda even, that has a much better, or at least up until Fallout 76, a much better public image, is Blizzard literally has a convention every year, well, except for like 1 year, right? But basically every year, BlizzCon, where people come from all around the world to share their love for a company that makes games that they enjoy. And that's something that's very unique about Blizzard. So even if you might not necessarily feel that way yourself, you can see how other people would. And I think that's why people's frustrations with Blizzards is so acute, is because they don't get that same feeling from other game companies. And it felt a lot different. That's why. Watch Monster Hunter